Begin with an exclusive live look from Live Copter 3. Right there, you can see Senator Bernie Sanders is now on stage speaking as part of his oligarchy tour. Organizers are now saying 26,000 people were at Folsom Lake College to hear from Sanders, as well as New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They are here for their Fighting Oligarchy tour. Oligarchy, by definition, is a small group controlling the government. We do know, aside from all the people here in the stadium, thousands more are listening and watching nearby on a stream. The tour directly is targeting the Trump administration, and this is a tour happening all across the country. Thanks for joining us here at 7. I'm Curtis Ming.
And I'm Andrea Flores. So people started lining up early this morning to secure their spot inside. So this is a live look at the event. You can see Senator Bernie Sanders right there at the podium, and people are still trying to get in. We heard just before we went on air here at 7 him talking about the rigged economy for the working class. We know that this has been a tour that they have made several stops across the country, most recently in Los Angeles, also making a stop at Coachella over the weekend. So we want to listen in to Senator Bernie Sanders right now.
And cutting affordable housing. Now, you've got a congressman here whose name is Kevin Kiley. So I don't know if Mr. Kiley is watching the live stream or not. But Mr. Kiley, I think some of your constituents have a message for you. Don't vote to give tax breaks to billionaires and cut programs that the working class of this country desperately needs. And by the way, Mr. Kiley, I have a feeling that some of your constituents would love to sit down and chat with you on that issue. Now, Alexandria comes from New York City. I come from Vermont. We've come a long way here. The least you could do is sit down with your constituents right here. You know, as I observe what's going on in D.C., I think a little bit about American history. And I think about Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg in 1863, and I think you all know this. Lincoln was there a few days after that horrific battle where 20,000 Union soldiers were killed or wounded in the fight to end the nightmare of slavery. And Lincoln looked out on the field just a few days after that carnage, and he said, you know what? Our vision of America is a government of the people, by the people, for the people.
And you just heard Senator Bernie Sanders on his Fight Oligarchy tour making those remarks and taking this time to take a few shots at Congressman Kevin Kiley and asking him to sit down with his constituents there, and saying that he and AOC traveled from the East Coast to speak with the voters here in California. So you can see here he has the Folsom Lake College hat on as he addresses the crowd here in Folsom. And so many people made their way to the event, and people inside the event tell us why they're so inspired to see this many people show up.
It's really inspiring, and it's really exciting, especially in this reddish area. You know, I live in this area, and it's so inspiring to know that we're not alone living here, and that there's power in numbers.
Billionaires are taking over the country, and we don't want to be like Russia, where oligarchs rule, and have a Putin-esque like president or whatever, as dictator, telling us what we have to do in order to live in the United States.
And organizers say more than 26,000 people made their way to the event. And to give you a perspective on how long the line was this afternoon, take a look. This is time lapse from Livecopter 3. Within the last half hour, the line just shy of 2 miles long, just looping around a neighborhood in Folsom, going through Cavett Drive, Scholar Way, Silberhorn Drive, Plummer Lane, Lowney Court, and it goes on and on there, ending at South Lexington Drive near Silberhorn Drive. So a huge crowd came out.
A dizzying line. Let's head on over to KCRA 3's Catalina Estrada, who's been talking with people in that line. Catalina, what are you seeing?
Yeah, well, that line is still moving as people are still hoping to get inside. You can take a look. Those people that you see walking by that gate, those are people that are in line and still hope to get a seat inside of the event, despite it already starting. But you can probably also see the people with their chairs out, people who have blankets. They're watching the event from here. So we spoke to some people that were in line. A lot of them say they waited more than 2 hours. They came all the way from Davis, Auburn, from Sacramento, just hoping to get inside. They say, although it was disappointing, a lot of them didn't get a seat. They're really glad to see the amount of people that are out here. We specifically spoke to a woman who says that she came out here with her sister and was really hoping to get inside. Take a listen.
We got here at about 3:45.
And you've been waiting how long?
I've been waiting since, well, we got up here about 4 o'clock, and my sister did the right thing and walked to the end of the line, and she still hasn't made it back. So, yeah.
Are you still hoping to get inside?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I need to feel the energy of this crowd.
And it's a similar response that we've been hearing from other people out here. You can see people in their chairs. We've heard them clapping and cheering as they watch it on their phones, and the event is going on inside. But there's also been other people who have given up and said they're going home. You can probably see them walking. They say the line was too long, but they were glad to see the amount of people that are coming out here. But you can see that line is still moving, and we can only hope that it's still moving and people are still hoping to go inside. So definitely a lot of people out here hoping to listen to the remarks by Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Live in Folsom, Carolina Estrada, KCRA 3 News.
And of course, we're streaming it out on KCRA.com as well. All right, Catalina, thank you.
We should mention a group of supporters for President Donald Trump were also outside the event today. They were waving flags and holding signs, even collecting signatures for a petition to recall Governor Gavin Newsom. We talked to one of the supporters of President Trump about what she hopes to accomplish today.
What we want people to do is question. I would love to have a conversation with any of these people about the foundational aspects of our government, how it works, the powers of authority. The problem is when you're just angry and you hate somebody, you're not willing to have that conversation.
One demonstrator we spoke with also blamed Republicans and Democrats for dividing people. And there are some road closures in the area for the event. Heavy traffic is expected on East Bidwell Street, Scholar Way, and surrounding streets. Road closures between Scholar Way and East Bidwell Street and Silberhorn Drive and Cavett Drive between Scholar Way and Lothian Way are expected, and those closures will be in place until 9 tonight.